Okay, welcome to Friday Flow. This is, my name is Ellen, and we are going to start with some stretching, and then we're going to go through our yoga style workout and some poses and practice some balance as well. We made it through another week, which is awesome. And next week is March 1st already. I can't even believe it. It's crazy. So let's go ahead and start seated, finding a comfortable spot. So I'm sitting on my block. This just helps with my tight hips. So you can also sit on a pillow or a towel, whatever you have. And we are going to be using a foam roller later for some stretches. So if you don't have a foam roller, you could grab a rolled up towel or a couple of pillows will also work. Okay. So sitting up nice and tall here. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll take 2 more deep breaths just like that. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. And 1 more breath. Inhale through the nose, big deep breath, and exhale through the mouth. All right, let's start with some shoulder rolls. So as we go through our practice and get into the actual workout component, I do encourage you to try to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. It's just a more efficient way of breathing and helps to make your lungs stronger. So when you take that deep breath in, think of filling up your lungs completely and then exhaling everything out completely as well on that exhale. So we'll do a couple more shoulder rolls. Inhale up, exhale down and back. And we'll do 1 more here. And then inhale, let's reach those arms up, big deep breath. Take your gaze up at your hands, and then exhale, push your hands down and away. So let's do it 3 more times. Palms come up as we inhale. We're sitting up nice and tall. We take our gaze up at our hands, and then exhale, we push down and away. 2 more times. Nice inhale, grounding those hips into the floor, and exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Perfect. So we're going to do a forward fold and just gently walk our hands forward. So we're going to take a couple breaths to get into this stretch. You want to ground your hips back, start to walk those hands forward, and you can either reach for a block or reach for the floor. I'm going to reach for my block. We're going to relax our head here. So tuck that chin down and just hold this forward fold position for a few breaths. So you want to imagine pressing those hips back as you're reaching in front of you, sort of an opposite stretch here, forward and back. And take 1 more breath here. And on your next inhale, start to walk those hands back up towards your legs, stacking your vertebrae 1 at a time, and then exhale at the top. Okay, so now we're going to take our hands behind us and almost try to walk back. So you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together. This one you might not go as far. You're going to walk your hands back behind you and then go ahead and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift the chest up. If you feel comfortable, drop that head back. Tilt your chin up. And so now we're getting that stretch throughout the front side of our body, our chest and our shoulders. So big stretch here. Even if this is a little bit uncomfortable, really want to stretch out the front part of our chest and our shoulders. Take 1 more breath here. And then slowly tuck your chin in first. Inhale, and then exhale, walk back up to the top. So let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, slowly walk those hands out. We're going to flex forward. Find the spot where you can comfortably hang out, but still feel that stretch. Exhale, hold it here. So let's hold it for a couple of breaths. And then inhale, slowly walk it up. Exhale back at the top. Let's go back, the reverse. Place those hands behind you, and maybe you get only just right here, and that's perfectly all right. Just squeeze your shoulder blades together so you get that stretch in your shoulders and your chest. If you can go a little further, walk those hands back. Ground your hips, push your chest up and forward as you pull your shoulder blades back. Maybe take that gaze up. One more breath here. And then inhale, slowly come up, and exhale, release. Okay, so now we're gonna walk over to the right side, right diagonal. So over that right knee, walking out again. Feel free to change your seated position at any time while we're doing this stretch. So now you're leaning over to the right, and you can reach for the floor or reach for an object. I'm reaching here for my block. And hold it for a breath. So reaching to the right side, feeling that stretch along the left side of the body. And then inhale, slowly come up, and exhale to the center. Let's go now to the left side. You're gonna reach as far as you can to that diagonal. So you feel a nice stretch in the right side of the body this time. Maybe you bring your nose to your knee. Maybe you're just leaning forward an inch. Either way, take another breath here. And then inhale, slowly come on up. Exhale, come to the center. So we'll do the same thing, leaning back. We're gonna start with that left hand, reach it to back and diagonal. So left hand, and that right hand reaches up, inhale, and then exhale, we're gonna reach it over. So just like a side stretch, but more at an angle. I want you to ground your hips. Take your gaze up at your elbow. Take a few breaths here, maybe walking that hand out a little bit further. So you're gonna feel that stretch a little more if you really push your hips down. Ground them, find a little extra space there. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up, nice and easy. Exhale, release. Just be mindful of your back and how you're feeling this morning. We're gonna go to the other diagonal. So this time that right hand reaches side and back, finding sort of the corner part of your mat. If you're on a mat, you're gonna reach that left hand up, inhale, and then very slowly exhale. Reaching to the side and back. So ground those hips, take your gaze up at your elbow. We'll take a few breaths here. Maybe reaching a little bit further back. Remember to ground those hips here. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, release. All right, let's go from a seated position to a tabletop position. So you're going to position your hands right underneath your shoulders here. And then your knees are right underneath your hips. So cat-cow, nice tabletop position. As we inhale, that chest lifts, our belly drops. And then exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. So great low back stretch. And cycling through this a few times, inhale and exhale at your own breath. Starting to get into that breathing in through the nose and also out through the nose. Take a few more breaths in this cat-cow. Let's come check on you. So we are starting our class with a little more stretching, slowing it down a bit. We will get into our actual workout and practicing some yoga poses and balances. But just wanted to focus a little more on stretch here in the beginning. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Nice cat-cow. All right, so now we're gonna make circles in this cat-cow position. So you're gonna circle your torso in one direction. So you're gonna lean forward a little bit. Feel those feel your wrists stretch. Take it to the side, come back, go to the other side, and back to the top. So you're making that circle. So you almost sort of lean back into that child's pose. So you wanna circle in one direction, being careful when you get to the top at your wrists. But this is great stretch for those wrists too, especially if you type a lot or you do a lot of exercises where you're on your hands, like planks or push-ups. And then let's reverse those circles. So nice and easy, soft elbows, keeping that head up. Seems a little weird, but just continue with a few more circles. And then we'll do one more in this direction. All right, great. Let's lower down to our chest and belly. So slowly make your way down. We're going to do a couple things down here. I want you to walk your feet out a little wider than your hips. We're going to keep those legs nice and straight. We're going to take those hands under our shoulders, glue those elbows in. We're going to start to warm up our back just a little bit. We use it a lot in yoga and in this class. So neck nice and long. Inhale, gently push into the floor and lift your head up. So just go to wherever your body is telling you this morning. So we don't want to force this movement. You keep those shoulders down, elbows back. Exhale, lower. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift, pushing into the floor, and then exhale, lower. So this is baby cobra. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, lift, elbows back, shoulders down, and exhale. Perfect. Okay, so this time I want you to use just your back muscles to lift. So we're actually going to take our hands off the floor and just have them hovering. This is going to be a lot harder, all right? So we can't push into the floor. So inhale, lift. Ooh, notice how much harder that is. You are just using your back muscles. Exhale, lower. Let's try it again. So hands hovering on the floor, not using the floor, just your back. Inhale, squeeze and lift. Push your hips into the floor. Definitely not getting up as high here. Exhale, lower, but warming up the back. Let's try a couple more. Inhale, squeeze to lift. And maybe it's just an inch. That's okay. Exhale, lower. Let's try two more. Inhale, lift. Feel the heat start to build. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Woo! So hopefully we felt that little extra challenge here. Now what I want you to do is tuck your toes. We're going to press ourselves up. Use the floor this time and sit back into that child's pose. Knees wide, feet together. And sit way back. So if you have a pillow or a block, you could sit on top of that. If you have a hard time sitting back, maybe your shins are super tight, but you could sit on a pillow or on a block here. And that's also going to help in that child's pose. Hold for a few breaths. You can also take that block or pillow to your forehead if you can't quite make it to the floor. And that's what I do. And I just rest my forehead on the block or a pillow. One more breath here in that nice child's pose. All right, slowly roll on up. Let's now go down onto our back. All right, so transition your way down onto your back. We're going to go ahead and hug those knees into our chest and rock side to side, sort of massaging that back into the floor, hands just gently resting on your knees. We're going to draw circles just like we did in our tabletop. So making circles in one direction. And then go ahead and switch those circles. Massaging your back. This feels good. All right, now let's go ahead and open those arms out to the letter T. So palms facing up. You want to keep those knees bent. Let's go ahead and drop them over to that left side. Keep them bent for now. And then look over that left shoulder for a spinal twist. And just hang out here for a few breaths. If your knees don't quite make the floor, again, you can use that pillow or a block for a little extra support. If you'd like an extra stretch, go ahead and extend that top leg and just straighten it out, pressing through your heel. So now getting that stretch along the side of your leg. You're gonna feel a little bit of a pull here in the upper body and torso if you are a little tight like I am this morning. Make sure to turn the head as well. Hold for 2 more breaths. Remember, stretching should feel a little bit uncomfortable. Not painful, but a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. Very, very slowly, you're gonna bring those knees back to your chest. Very slowly. Be mindful of your back. Hang out here for a second, maybe lower those feet, windshield wiper. We're gonna go the other side, okay? All right, so nice inhale, arms out. Exhale, drop them to the right this time, looking over that left shoulder. Keep those knees bent. That's gonna help keep support for your low back if you keep those knees bent and close into your chest, okay? Because if you extend them out, your back's more likely to arch, so keep them bent here. Looking over that shoulder, taking a few breaths. Every exhale, finding a little more space throughout the body. Feel free to extend your top leg long and press through that heel. I have the wall here that I can push into, that also helps. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. Big deep breaths. And then very slowly come back to the center. Nice and easy. Hug those knees in once again. Lower the feet to the floor. We're gonna warm up those glutes and hamstrings before we flip over into down dog. So a couple of bridges here to start. Hands down by our side. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up into that bridge. Squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, peel your vertebrae off the mat, one at a time. Keeping those knees over your toes. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Just warming up the legs here. Hold this one just for a few extra breaths. 1 more breath. And then inhale, slowly lower down. Okay, let's roll over to one side. Gently roll over. Come back to your tabletop position. All right, so now we're gonna really get the blood flowing. We're gonna take our hands to the top of our mat. We're gonna tuck those toes under. Inhale, shift our weight back, and exhale. Nice downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels. And just start to press your chest towards your thighs. Really lifting those hips up and back. A couple more breaths in your down dog. Make sure to relax your head here. So you nod your head yes, shake your head no. Just allow it to feel really heavy in this position, right? And alternative for that down dog, because we'll come to it a lot, is always a child's pose. You always have that option. Next, inhale, let's bend those knees. Take your gaze up at the top of your mat, and then exhale, walk your feet into a nice forward fold. Hang out here for a moment. Knees are bent, folding forward, also relaxing your head here. And then inhale, arms come all the way up. This brings us up to a standing position. We're gonna bring those palms together as we take our gaze up and exhale, lower. So let's start to build some heat and then I'll come check in on everyone. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float it down, leading with the chest. Inhale, halfway lift, pulling those shoulder blades together and pressing your heels into the floor. Big stretch for those hamstrings. Exhale, take it back. Let's step our right foot back. Lower our right knee to the floor. Untuck that toe, lift the chest. Inhale up, exhale, low lunge. So holding this here. Remember to start to close up that rib cage a little bit for me and tuck your hips under just a little bit so we don't have all the weight dumping into our low back. But we're stretching out that right hip flexor. One more breath here. Inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, bring that knee back off the floor. You're gonna transition to a warrior one. So take that foot in a couple inches, press your heel down, lift up, find your balance. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, warrior one. So we just stepped our foot in an inch or two. Our front knee is bent and our hips are forward. Warrior one. Hold this for a few breaths. Shoulders down, arms up. Perfect. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, our arms go down. We're gonna come back to triangle pose. We didn't do this one last week. Inhale, you're gonna reach forward. Exhale, back hand comes to your hip and front arm lowers down to your knee. So inhale, let's rotate that shoulder and chest to meet the floor. And now we're gonna go into that rotation. Exhale, rotate. And start to add that twist. Take an inhale, exhale, maybe your hand lowers to your ankle. And then if you're ready, extend that top arm into that full triangle pose. So if you know this pose, you know it well, you can get right into it. If you're still unsure and your shoulder is tight, keep that back hand to your hip and just open up with that shoulder. So let's take 2 more breaths here. Your gaze is over your shoulder and at that hand that's stacked right on top of your shoulder. 1 more breath. And then inhale, push into that back foot. And exhale, come on up. Inhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. You're gonna take that back heel off the floor. Hands come down either side of that foot. Step right on back to down dog. Inhale, we come forward to a nice high plank. Tuck those hips under slightly here. Strong plank, head up. Exhale, knees lower. And then the chest. But you want to keep your back nice and flat. Hips and chest lower at the same time. Untuck those toes. Here comes that baby cobra. Inhale, lift. Exhale, retuck the toes. Down and back. And hold your down dog. 2 breaths. We'll do the same thing, other side. And then we'll get a quick check-in. So inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, hop, jump, or walk to your forward fold. Inhale brings us to standing. Nice and tall, palms come together. We take our gaze up, maybe we'll lean back a little bit there. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float it down. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Here's that nice strong flat back. And exhale. Step back with the left foot. Lower the left knee. Find your balance. Nice strong core. Lift the chest. Arms up, inhale, exhale, hold. Hold this here. Now I am moving a little bit faster than I normally would in a first sequence. We've done all this stuff before. So I know that you can go and move through it a little bit faster with me, but of course take it a little bit slower if you need to, or even pick it up a notch if you'd like a little more intensity. Inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, tuck your toe, lift your knee up. Remember that we take that step in. Back foot, take a step in, plant your heel to the floor, lift up, warrior one. Inhale, arms up, exhale, hold. Warrior one. So back leg is nice and straight, front knee slightly bent. Remember, nice strong core, so tuck the hips under just a tiny bit. 1 more breath, and we're gonna get ready for triangle. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, those arms flow down. Inhale, reach, hips go in the opposite direction. Exhale, front hand to knee, back hand to hip. Rotate your shoulder down. Inhale, exhale, now start that twist and rotation. Hanging out here for a few breaths. Once you feel comfortable, extend that top arm. Stack your wrist on top of your shoulder. Hold that there. Imagine you're falling back into the wall. You can use your wall, right? Or imagine you're squished between 2 walls. So 2 more breaths. A lot of rotation in that torso and shoulder here. Inhale, push into that back foot. Use your core. Exhale, release. Cartwheel those hands down. Drop your hips. Inhale, exhale, step back. Down dog. Hold it right there. And we're going to go through our sequence on the floor. You can always kick it up a notch and do a full chaturanga without lowering your knees. I'm gonna do that one if you wanna follow. It is much harder on the back though. So just be mindful. Inhale forward, strong plank. Exhale, we lower. Elbows glued to your side. Inhale, you move forward and up into that upward facing dog. Exhale, retuck the toes, down and back. Hold your down dog. So just an option there for a little more intensity. And if not, you just do the regular one where we drop our knees first. One more breath, down dog or child's pose. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk, hop, jump, forward fold. Inhale brings us to standing. Palms come together. And exhale. All right, quick check-in. How are we all doing? Thumbs up. We're good? Okay, great time to grab a quick sip of water. Everyone's looking good. So we're gonna go through it again a little bit faster and adding on. So grab a quick sip of water or coffee. I don't have my water. That's okay. I'll get it after class. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. So we're gonna really build that heat here. Inhale, halfway lift and move a tiny bit faster, all right? Exhale, lower. So let's step that right foot back. Lower to that right knee. Inhale, lift up. Low lunge. Hold it right here. So we're gonna add a little twist this time. So inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, whatever foot is in front, that same arm is gonna twist. I have my left foot in front. I'm gonna reach and twist with my left arm. So while you're here, make sure your knee stays on top of your toe. Extend that arm. Maybe it comes to the hip, just like in triangle. We're gonna hold this twist for about 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, take that hand down. Exhale, tuck the toe. Lift the knee, step that foot in, warrior 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. So we're gonna add on a new pose here. 1 more breath in this warrior 1. Straighten the leg, inhale, exhale. Arms lower down. Let's go right into triangle pose. Inhale, reach, hips go back. Exhale, flow right into it. Stack that wrist right on top of your shoulder, or maybe you're still keeping your hand to your hip, right? You're looking over that shoulder, up at the ceiling, up at your hand. Big deep breath here. Inhale, push into that back foot, and exhale, release. Hands come together. Inhale, reach up, exhale, open up to warrior 2. Take a step back. Open up that right hip. Knee and ankle follow. Nice and low, warrior 2. Rib cage, hold in just a little bit. Exhale, get a little lower. Arms are strong, nice. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Take your gaze up at your hand. Big side stretch here. 1 more breath. Inhale, back to that warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Perfect. And then inhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. So now we're in this high lunge. Try to stay here in this high lunge before we lowered our knee. Stay right here. Hold it for a few more breaths. Dropping those hips, keeping that chest up. Now go ahead and step back. We'll add on next time. So down dog. Inhale forward to your high plank. Exhale, knees and chest. We lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down dog or child's pose. 2 breaths. Now we're getting moving and grooving. We're nice and warm. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Inhale, reach those arms up. Big deep breath, palms come together. Exhale. Okay, so other side. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, float it down. Remember, we are going a little bit faster, halfway lift. So feel free to slow it down if you'd like. Exhale, step that left foot back. Knee to the floor. Inhale up. Exhale, hold low lunge. So remember here, we add that twist. Hold on that low lunge. Using some props here. You can also do this. Inhale, hands come down. I press my left hand into the floor as I exhale, twist my right arm up. Now the shoulder is a little tighter, so I'm gonna take my hand around to my hip and just rotate my shoulder for the twist, okay? Full extension is arm lifted up. But that's up to you. Listen to your body, keep twisting, watch your front knee, 2 more breaths. Watch that front knee. Keep your hips low, big twist, and then inhale, take the hand back down. Great. Exhale, retuck that toe. Lift your knee up, step in for a warrior 1. So a couple inches, press your heel into the floor, lift up, inhale up, exhale, hold. Warrior 1. Back leg straight, front knee bent. 1 more. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale. So now we're flowing into each pose, each inhale and exhale. Reach, inhale, hips push out, exhale, find your triangle. We will take a few breaths here. So hold it. So if you have that wall or a closet, you can go ahead and get close to it, just maybe a few inches away from it, and then fall back into it so that you really feel the full stretch of this pose. And really feel your core working. 1 more breath. Inhale, push back, and exhale, release. Hands come to prayer. We lift up, and exhale. We open that left hip, glue our heel to the floor, finding warrior 2. Strong pose. Torso is straight on top, so we're not leaning forward and we're not leaning back. Right in the middle. Arms are strong. Flip that palm, inhale the front arm. Exhale, take it back. Peaceful warrior, get a nice side bend stretch. Go as far back as you can. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands. Here comes that lunge. Remember, we hold this for a few breaths. This wants you to keep your hips low, because when we come back to it, we're gonna come into that high lunge and we're gonna go into that twist while keeping our knee off the floor, if you're up for that challenge. 1 more breath. I'm using my blocks here. And step it on back. Pillows also work. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. We lower. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, down dog. Or maybe child's pose. Hold it for 2 breaths. Next one, bend those knees in. Inhale. Exhale, walk, jump, or hop, forward fold. Hopefully you're getting a little bit closer to the floor each time we meet here. Inhale brings us to standing. Palms come together. Exhale, take it on down. Okay, we're going to continue and add in that high lunge with that twist for that extra challenge, all right? So here we go. Remember, a little bit faster. Feel free to slow it down. If you like, inhale, exhale, float it down. Halfway lift, flat back, and exhale. Step back with your right leg, and let's stay nice and high this time. Find a high lunge. Inhale, arms up, exhale, hold. So remember before we were in low lunge. Hold this right here. I'm just grabbing my blocks, I forgot them. High lunge, strong core. It's all about the core here in this balance pose. Now let's add that twist. So inhale, take those hands down. You press your right hand into the floor, and exhale, reach and twist with your left arm. Hold it right there. I'm going to show you from the other side so you can see me twisting. Press and hold. Reach and twist. Perfect. There we go. So maybe hand on the hip. Let's see it. Hold it for a few more breaths. I know this one's tricky. Keep that back leg as straight as you can. Nice check. Perfect. Nice, good day. And take your gaze up at your hand. Couple more seconds. Nice. Inhale, take the hand back down. Perfect. Exhale, rotate your heel, drop it back, cartwheel your hands up, right and left. We go right into warrior 2. Look at that. Hold it here, nice and low. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, reverse. Peaceful warrior. Hold it here. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back to that warrior two. Perfect. Exhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. Hold this here. We're going to come into a balance. So go ahead and push off that back foot. Bring your hands to prayer right at your chest and balance on your left foot. And lift up. Our warrior three. So back leg is straight. Hold it for a few breaths. You can use the wall like I'm doing here. Nice straight leg, but also nice flat back. And if you fall out of it, just get back into it. Lift it up nice and high. Keep that back flat. Pull that navel in towards your spine. One more breath. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, hands come down. Perfect. Down dog. So you can find the child's pose or go through the sequence again. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. 2 breaths. We'll add that on from the other side. We're almost there. Inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk, jump or hop, forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Palms come together. Exhale, we lower. Repeat. Inhale up. Exhale. Float it down. So have those blocks or pillows handy for that lunge and that twist. Inhale, halfway lift, because that's first. Exhale, lower. Biggest step back, left foot. Biggest step back you can do. Arms up. Inhale. Exhale. So we want to try and keep that back leg nice and straight. Okay. So the further apart your feet are, the more challenging this pose. So you can always take it in a little bit. Inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, now we press our left hand into the floor and then we twist our right arm up. So hold that there. I'll just show you from the side. Remember, you can lower to that knee, keep your hips low, keep that back leg nice and straight. I have my hand at my hip. 2 more breaths. Let's see it on this side. Watch that front knee. Nice, good, Bill. 1 more breath. Perfect. And then inhale, take that hand back down. Exhale, find warrior 2. Open your left hip, press that heel into the floor, cartwheel those arms left and right to come on up. Much harder. Let's keep that heat going. Inhale, flip that palm. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Press into that pinky toe of your back leg. And then inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, let's go ahead and cartwheel those hands down once more. So we're back to this lunge. From here, we're gonna go into a balance. Lift your chest, hands to prayer at your chest, push off that foot. Lift up and lift your back leg up. So we don't wanna think of falling into the floor. That's why I said lift up and away from the mat. And as that back leg lifts, your chest will drop a little bit, but we want to keep it nice and flat, your back. So I'm holding onto my dresser here as I press through that back leg, maybe holding onto a wall. Keep that core nice and tight. 2 more breaths. Yes, you've got this. Last one. And then inhale, step back, nice high lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Perfect. Down dog or child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees and chest. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. 2 breaths. So we're going to practice just that final balance pose 1 more time on each side, and then we're going to be done. So grab those props. You can even use a foam roller for that. So bend those knees, inhale, exhale, walk or jump, forward fold. Inhale brings us to standing, palms come together, and exhale. So just that balance pose, okay? So we can continue to practice. Inhale and exhale. Here's our flat back. This is how I want your back to look when you're in that balance. See, back is nice and flat, okay? And then exhale, lower. Big step back, right leg. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, hold. Here we go. Hands together, down at your chest. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, lift up, and then lift your back leg. Standing knee is always slightly bent. Then you lift it up a little bit higher, and almost like a pendulum, your chest starts to fall just a little bit as your back leg comes up. Making the letter T with your body. So once you're here, maybe you extend your arms straight out. Maybe you open up and practice your half moon. Hold it for a few more breaths. It's just practice, right? We're all just practicing this together. Yes. Yes, Paulina, you got it. Press through your heel, tuck those hips under, lift up a little bit higher. Lift up, straighten that leg. One more breath. And then bring that foot down to meet the other foot, not a lunge. Bend those knees, shake it out. Ooh, yes. Awesome. We'll go right into the other side, okay? Inhale up, exhale, float it down. Halfway lift, flat back. That's how you want to look in this balance. And then exhale, step back, left leg. Biggest step back, arms up. Inhale, exhale, hold. Palms come together, lower down to heart center. Inhale forward, exhale, lift up, and then start to lift that back leg. So keep your gaze on something in front of you rather than right on the floor underneath you. Hold this here. Maybe you practice that half moon if you want that extra challenge, stacking those hips. Hold it for a few more breaths. I really want you to straighten out that back leg, regardless of how high it is, right? Keep that back flat, press through that heel. Perfect. Yes, Teresa, you got it. Yes, one more breath. Awesome. Inhale, just bring that foot to meet your other foot. Woo, feet together, shake it out. Oh my goodness, great job. Inhale, up, exhale, take it down. We'll go through our floor sequence one more time if you'd like. So I'll give you that opportunity to do so. And if not, you just meet me in a child's pose. So everyone in child's pose, hanging out there, have that foam roller ready, or your pillows. Child's pose, one more breath. Slowly walk those hands up. Woof. All right, how are we feeling? Thumbs up, we good? Okay, almost done. Just want to finish with some stuff on the foam roller. All right, so we're going to place this lengthwise on our mat. We got a few more minutes. And if you don't have that foam roller, you can grab 2 or 3 pillows. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a seat right on the edge. And you want to lay down on that foam roller. Keep your feet about hip distance. Slowly come on down. You want to make sure your head is totally supported. So we don't want your head falling off the back. So if you have a short foam roller, you're going to have to probably add some pillows or add a foam block. So arms up, palms come together. Inhale to open up to that letter T. And then exhale, you're just going to hold it here. So we're just going to allow gravity to push down on our shoulders and then on our hips. Since we are slightly elevated, just hang out here. So again, feet nice and wide, keeping those knees bent. We're starting with the upper body and shoulders. All right, so if you want a little bit more, if the T, you don't really feel that stretch, take your hands down to your side. And then inhale, bring your arms overhead, make the letter Y instead. And then exhale, hold it right there. Try to get the back of the hands to touch the floor. And just hang out here for a few breaths. So choose one of those. Sort of like a doorway stretch. And again, if your shoulders are really tight, this might be a little bit uncomfortable. So I just challenge you to breathe with it. Take deep breaths. Try to hang out there for 2 more breaths, and then we'll work to the hips. All right, very, very slowly, you're going to move those arms back down towards your side. Okay, so arms are down. And now for the hips, and keep your feet wide, just simply extend your legs straight out. So it's okay if your back is arching a little bit and not flat on the roller. That's okay. So you sort of get that feeling of sitting at the edge of your bed or a table and allowing your legs to sort of hang off the edge. So really getting that stretch in those hips. And we'll be here for just another few breaths, but if it's really uncomfortable for your low back, just bend your knees, place your feet back on the floor. Now, if you want the whole thing and that full stretch, keep your legs straight and then reach your arms overhead. So you're making the letter X this time. And so now we're getting that full stretch in the front side of our body. We're like a starfish, sea star. So just for another couple breaths, since we're scrunched and folded in the complete opposite position for almost all day, right? So it is good to do this, even if it's a little uncomfortable. One more breath. Big stretch. All right, very slowly start to bend those knees. So you place your feet on the floor, gain a little more stability here, and then start to slide those arms down very carefully, and then just gently slide off that roller. And we're just gonna finish in a comfortable Shavasana position. So any relaxation pose that you like, just for our final minute here. Go ahead and feel free to close your eyes. Sort of take this moment to see how you're feeling. Now, you might feel like you're a little bit heavier in the mat after doing that stretching on the foam roller or on your pillows. And very slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles. Extend your legs straight out if they're not there already, and extend those arms overhead, just like we did on that roller. Take a deep breath here, inhale, and then loud, audible exhale. Just let it go. All right, let's transition up and over into a seated position. So just take your time, pressing yourself up, finding a seated position that is comfortable for you. Meet me there. Maybe a couple shoulder rolls at the top or neck rolls. And then all together, we're going to reach those arms up. Big deep breath, palms come together. Exhale, we lower them down to heart center, closing your eyes for a moment. And as always, thanking yourself for making the time for you this morning. And your body, and your mind, and your spirit. And we'll open our eyes and we'll say namaste to one another. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. And we're all done. So great job. Happy Friday. Let me know how you're feeling.
A lot more loose. Thank you. I'll see you at noon.